Hello and welcome to Unit 3 Micro Lesson. What I've done is, since this particular week is on do-while loops and for-next loop, I've created a nested for-next loop to kind of walk you through how it runs, what works with it, and what this actual loop is doing. What I've done is I've already created it and I've ran it so we can kind of walk through it. So what I have right here is here's my main string that says for int I, so I'm declaring I to be an integer. I'm starting it at 1. And as long as I is less than or equal to 5, I'm going to add one I. That's what that line says. And this says the exact same line with j, except it's as long as it's less than or equal to 10. So if j equals 1, j is less than or equal to 10, j plus plus. So it starts off 1, 2, 3, 4, and it continues along those lines. Now what's really important here as we go through this is for every one iteration of the outer loop, the inner loop iterates the entire amount for every one time the outer loop iterates. So if I had a third loop, it would iterate the third loop the entire time for every one loop the outer loop did, and then for whatever that iterated, it iterated the same amount here, which it gets a little confusing to talk about. But so the idea is every time it goes through the outer loop, if this is on 1, it'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is on 2, it'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is on 3, it'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on and so forth. So for each time, you'll notice that the very, very first thing is it's I times j. So that when I is 1, j will be 1. So the first system out will be 1. So there's our 1 right there. There's our 1, our very first one. So as I look at that, then it's the next one, I is still going to be 1, and j is now going to be 2. And then I is still going to be 1 because this doesn't loop until it goes all the way through this. So the first iteration, I is always 1, and j changes. So j will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So in this particular case, it's just going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 because I is always 1. So 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. So there's a complete run of the first iteration, right? Now logically speaking, we're done with this. We system out print line, go to the next line. And then what we do is I has been at 1, now it iterates to 2. So now I is 2, and j goes right back through it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So j is 2. So 2 times 2, or excuse me, 2 times 1 is 2. And then j comes to 2. 2 times 2 is 4. J goes to 3. 2 times 3 is 6. J goes to 4. 2 times 4 is 8. J goes to 5. 2 times 5 is 10. J goes to 6. 2 times 6 is 12. J goes to 7. 2 times 7 is 14. J goes to 8. 2 times 8 is 16. J goes to 9. 2 times 9 is 18. J goes to 10. 2 times 10 is 20. Right? I won't walk through the rest of them like that, but that gives you an idea. And you'll notice on the very next line, I is now 3. So whatever this first one is, this is actually I. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I always iterates, but j is always 1 when it starts. So it's always whatever I is times 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then j will iterate as it goes across. So this is when I is 3, j is 2, so that's 6. When I is 3, j is 3, so that's 9. Apparently I'm going to walk through one more. When I is 4, when I is 3, j is 4, so that's 12. When I is 3, j is 5, so it should be 15. And then 18, and then j is 7, so it's 21. And then j is 8, so it's 24. And then j is 9, so it's 27. And j is 10, so it's 30. So it continues to loop through in each one of these cases to make these values. So that gives you a general idea how these are interacting. And you'll note once again the inner loop. For every one of the outer loop, the inner loop iterates all these different times. So for every one of the outer loop, the inner loop iterates. So if you have any further questions, let me know. But I think that kind of gives you enough to start. Now remember, anything between this And this will be said, or will be executed every single time that the inner loop iterates. If I put something outside of this, so if I did, like, let's say system print line hello, right? Every time the outer loop iterates, it's going to print hello. So now we're going to go ahead and run this again and see. So hello, hello, hello. Notice it's only doing that once, right? Because it's in the outer loop. Now if I was going to put this, and I'm going to change it from hello to inner loop, so you have a good, I'm going to change this to inner, and I'm going to change this to outer. So you kind of see the way they play. Now, you'll notice my numbers are huge. Outer, and then 1, inner, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, inner, 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 inner. And then as I kind of go down here, I'll open up the rest of them. So this is when we looked at that graph, the chart with all the numbers in it, each one of them now it has inner, inner, inner between each number. So you can say here's one outer, and here's one iteration of the inner. Actually, I like how this looks. Here's outer, and here's one iteration of the inner. But notice I is changing as we go through. There's I. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And since I had that print line, when it prints inner, it then goes to the next line. So it continues to do so. So that gives you a general idea, and I would say a pretty decent idea, of how nested loops work in Java. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, continue work on Unit 3, continue to make those videos, continue to put in screenshots in your worksheets, and so far so good. Thank you for your time.